Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Depression, because you should really eat something. My name is Jordan, but that doesn't matter because nothing matters. Today, we're doing ragu bolognese. I came into this world to do two things: make kick-ass bolognese and self-sabotage. And I'm all out of self-sabotage. So let's get started. This recipe is derived from Marcella Hazan, an icon of Italian cooking. But literally every nonna has a variation of this, and there's no one recipe that's the best or correct. Yeah, I said it. Beat my ass in the comments. Let's roll through the ingredients. I've got 3 pounds of ground meat, a combination of hot Italian sausage and beef, but you can use whatever you like. Carrots, celery, a yellow onion, garlic, about half of this gallon of whole milk, a bottle of dry white wine, Parmesan, and we're going to season with salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and red pepper flakes. We'll also need a can of San Marzano style tomatoes and tomato paste. Get your Dutch oven or large pot going over medium heat. Add a fat of your choice. In this case, I'm using bacon fat. Consider this a teaser for a future video where I render and show you how to make that. Anyway, start browning your ground meat. I'm working in batches, but I have dumped all the meat in at once and lived to tell about it. This takes a little time, but pays huge dividends flavor-wise. You want to evaporate all the water that's in the ground meat. Then it will start to brown. This is what it should look like: crispy and caramelized. While this is going, you can prep the vegetables. Roughly chop your carrots, onion, and celery. If you're lucky enough to have a food processor, now's the time to use it. Otherwise, grate them with your box grater. Curse me now for the work it requires. Thank me later when you taste the results. Watch the heat on your burner throughout this recipe. If it scorches on the bottom, it can hurt the end product. Once you've got your meat sauteed off, remove and set aside. I'm adding a little bit of olive oil the mafia was generous enough to traffic in for me before I'm adding my vegetables. Let the carrots, onions, and celery shed their water and scrape up any brown bits on the bottom of the pot. Let those get soft and translucent. Then add your garlic. Stir that for a minute to heat it through. Now add your tomato paste. Be sure to take like 15-30ish seconds to cook out the metallic flavor of the tomato paste before proceeding. Once the tomato paste is cooked off, add the meat back in. Now I go in with a half a gallon of the whole milk and a rind off a piece of Parmesan. This adds an umami bomb that virtually every recipe I've ever seen a bolognese includes. Let them do their thing. Again, watch the heat on the bottom of the cooking vessel. Err on the side of it being too low than too high throughout. We're not worried if this milk boils, it's totally fine. We're going to cook it until it's all gone anyway. Check on it from time to time, stir, and make sure it's not catching. Once the milk has evaporated away and been absorbed by the meat, you can add your white wine. Something dry, like a Chardonnay or Pinot Gris would be great. I'm using a Chardonnay from 2016, which is utterly insane to still have in 2026, but it wasn't skunked, so in it goes. Same concept as the milk. Simmer this off until it's gone. See how I'm able to pull the spoon through the pot and it leaves a path? That's good. Now, in with the San Marzano style tomatoes. I'm also using a little bit of milk to get the last bit of goodness out of the can. You can crush the tomatoes before adding them, but it doesn't matter because, say it with me, nothing matters. Now, my goat, Marco Pierre White, and the boys at Fallow, and a few others say it's time for a cartouche. That's a fancy little technique from the French. It's a piece of parchment paper that you place on the surface of the cooking liquid. The idea is that it slows the evaporation, allowing flavor to intensify. But not everyone has parchment paper. I bought it literally for this episode, and I'm not even using it. Instead, I'm using a burrito-sized flour tortilla. Poke a hole in it, toss it over the top. I've run this by my friends who are legit chefs. They think I'm an idiot savant for this one. Anyway, into a 275 degree oven and let it go for 2 to 3 hours or even longer. Time is your friend on this part. Check on it from time to time to make sure it doesn't scorch. Give it a stir. You can add more water or milk or whatever and let it do its thing. After several hours, pull it out and enjoy over some freshly cooked pasta. This is absolutely delightful the day of, but fucking slaps the days that follow. It's also easy to skim off any remaining fat after it's cured overnight in the fridge. Pair with pasta. In this case, I'm using penne. Any firm pasta will work. Tagliatelle is a famous combo as well. Top with shredded parm and fresh basil. That's all for this episode. Now for the obligatory like and subscribe, share and comment. Yeah, okay. I hope today is better than your yesterday and tomorrow is even better.